It's actually true. I woke up like this today. What I was just doing is the brain dump, and one thing at a time, especially in the morning. Our culture has become a multi-screen, multitask, multi-thought society. We are constantly thinking, and not that thinking is a bad thing, but we are thinking in 5 different directions at once, trying to juggle and balance everything at the same time. This not only is ineffective when you try to do too much multitasking. Some people say that they're better multitaskers, but really we only have the capacity to pay attention to a couple of things at the same time, and things will suffer if you scatter your reserves too many places. You can't put the quality into the focus and attention and detail of doing one thing. Don't want our selves to be bombarded, to be pressured, to be rushed, to be frenzied. That's part of waking up a little bit earlier so you can give yourself that time. However, habit is habit is habit. It's really hard for us to slow down, to relax, to meditate, to do things like yoga. It can be extremely hard for people because they're constantly, and this bombardment of several different thoughts and all this stuff that we need to do, the world will get to us soon enough, is very taxing. It creates anxiety and stress. So especially first thing in the morning, but anytime you can practice doing just one thing at a time. If you've made the decision that right now I'm going to sit here and have a cup of coffee, sit and have a cup of coffee. If you're the type of person that their mind just keeps on rolling and you have a really hard time just forcing yourself to pause and do just this one thing, you honestly can't be everywhere at one time. It's not possible. You only have one present and you only have one person. You can't do everything at the same time anyway, so if you're not busy doing all that stuff, why are you busy thinking about all that stuff? It will make you anxious, chaotic, stressed before you've ever actually done the things that require you to be busy and stressed. So practice the art of one thing at a time. The morning is a really good time to practice doing that. It will cause you to think clearer, calmer, more linearly, and do the things that you plan to do more effectively. And overall, it's hugely stress reducing. Don't turn on TVs, phones, especially multiple devices all going at once. Just give yourself time without the distraction looking all over the place like a kid in an amusement park at all the shiny lights. Don't do that to your mind. If you find meditating and other things hard, or if you find yourself scattered, practicing one thing at a time is a very good thing. Those things on your to-do list, those things that you intend to do, they will get done. And if they don't, oh well. But these things have a habit of coming back to us. It will get taken care of. Don't stress about it. It will help you become a more focused and decisive individual and calmer very much calmer. It's helped me a lot to be calm. So don't have all these outward things coming in for you to constantly have to think about for a while. And if you decide you're sitting there drinking your cup of coffee and that is what you're going to do, or you're reading that book and that is what you're going to do, have a notebook that you brain dump into. Now, brain dumping is the art of depositing any thoughts, any accessory thoughts. This is not meditation. Your brain is still going to be going, gone. But any thoughts, feelings, to-dos, whatever crosses your mind, write it down, put it away from you, and go back to what you were doing. If you decide, I'm going to do the dishes now, take an action, get up and go do the dishes. While you're doing the dishes, pay attention to your thoughts. Are they going all over the place? Are the kids running around and the radio and the TV and your husband's talking to you and you're trying to mop the floor while you're doing the dishes, while you're thinking about the laundry and when the rent is due? You're trying to do too much at the same time, and you're going to be highly, highly, highly stressed. But when you do a thing, pick anything, any time of day that's convenient for you. Ideally, this will become a habit that transfers into most of your activities, so you're not constantly immersed in the habit of this society and raising your stress level needlessly. It's enough to have to do everything, but to constantly be doing everything while thinking about everything else that you have to do and all the other thoughts that go, and taking everything in. It's way more stressful to our mind and our being than we realize. So pick a thing. Cleaning, when you're doing your work at your job, when you're doing your hobby, when you're putting on your makeup, when you're taking a shower. Do just that one thing. That's the only place you are in this moment. You've made the decision that this is what I'm going to do with this moment, these next few moments of my life. You are there, you are nowhere else. That's what is. Right then and there, you are just right there. You are just doing your laundry. You can't be all these other places. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't try to be about it and do 10 things at once. Focus. Focus all your mind and all your attention and all your senses on what you're doing in that one moment, one thing at a time. And when you catch your thoughts start to wander, remind yourself that you are nowhere else but right where you are, and you made the decision that this is the thing I am doing right now. Turn your attention back. And that's this time, and we're not thinking about something, then we're going to forget it. Like we have to have everything running in our brain all the time, or we're going to forget to do something. It's going to fly by and we're going to be like, oh, that was really important and I didn't get to it. Or that was really inspirational and I forgot my idea. We don't want to lose that. We're afraid we're going to get behind somehow. If we lose one thought, so we try to cling on to all of it, and we're not where we are. And that sort of thinking carries with us everywhere, and we leave the house without our keys, without our pants, without our work project. We're missing halves of conversations. We're ineffective because we're scattered. And even if you're not scattered, you're stressful. That's why something like the beauty routines and those type of things can be so cathartic, because it causes us to pause and focus on what we're doing. This is a relief to the mind. And if you brain dump, you have a notebook where you put all those thoughts, fear not, all of the to-dos that you thought about, all of the things that you thought, when I'm done with this, I better do that. Or, that was a fantastic idea, when I have a chance, I'm going to do that. They're still there in this lovely little notebook that you can pick up and see later when you're not doing what you're doing right now, because you can't make your great artistic masterpiece while you're doing the laundry. You just seem to be keeping with my routine. I didn't know why everything seems all over the place, and I realized that I am all over the place. It just goes. I tried to sit down and have a cup of coffee, and I caught myself thinking about and walking around the house doing little parts of things instead of just really sitting and writing the things that were the most important, all my thoughts, so I could look later and see what I actually needed to do so I could stay on track. And I almost threw out a $20 bill because it was crumpled in my hand and I was by the trash can throwing away other things. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you let yourself go too long without this centering action. And you don't have to meditate to acquire focus and calm and attention to the thing that you are doing right now, which is an act of being in the present that you are in right now. You don't have to go to extremes, what some people would consider extremes, to become mindful in what you're doing. Force your attention to what you are doing right now. If you're watching TV, you're watching TV. If you're watching this video, you're watching this video. It's like in the theater when we watch a movie and we just mindlessly eat popcorn. We've eaten a gallon because we can't do two things at once. We can, they all suffer, and we walk away. And if you apply this to the rest of your life, especially in a society where we're bombarded, whether we want to or not, by thoughts and information, signs and lights and other people and technology constantly, the brain needs rest. You need rest. So the next time you find yourself deciding to do anything, you can't be in multiple places at once. Pick that one thing that you are doing and consciously decide, hey self, can't be anywhere else but where I've decided I'm going to put myself right now. And do that thing with your whole attention. Because until that thing is done, you're nowhere else anyway. Do it with touch, sight, hearing. Focus your whole self into what you are doing. When you find your mind wandering, turn the attention back to what you're doing. And if there's thoughts that come to your head that you cannot button down, write them down and put them away from you, and you can get to them later. And move slowly. This frantic way of thinking is also a fast-paced, constant way of thinking, way of moving. We move as if we're frantic. So slow down. Don't worry about this time-measured sensation of the push of the day. While you are focusing on your one activity, slow down and appreciate it. Slow down and appreciate your meal. Slow down and appreciate the details of the building in which you work. Slow down and appreciate whatever it is that you've done, whatever it is you're doing. Take it slow, take it focused, brain dump if you have to. Do one thing at a time, because really you only can do one thing at a time. Maybe a few things half-assed. That will get you in the present. That will get you calm, and that will get you more focused. And the pace with which you set the first part of the day is the pace you tend to go. So, present, peaceful, focused, attention to detail, organized, calm, and receptive to all the information that is currently being given to you is a really good place to be. So de-stress and gain focus by practicing doing one thing at a time, doing it slowly with your whole self, brain dumping if you have to. Love you guys. Good morning. Back to the other stuff that I was doing by YouTube. Have a slow and focused day. It's really okay if you do. Nothing is going to blow up if you slow it down and pay attention to what you're doing right now and not everything else.